if it occurs and then you find some reason, then you have remedies under the bankruptcy code to address those reasons. We're not going to wait any longer for the appointment of a Chapter 11 trustee. I mean, the decision was issued on June 15th. It's July 8th. My understanding, and maybe that's why Attorney Kinseth is here today, is that the yacht is in Bridgeport, Steel Point Harbor. So the Lady May is here. It arrived on the 6th at night, is my understanding. So there's plenty for Mr. Dupin to do as soon as an order enters. I don't see any reason for delay. So unless someone has some other concern or argument that they want to advance about Mr. Dupin being the Chapter 11 trustee, then I'm going to grant the United States trustee's application and enter an order approving the appointment of Mr. Dupin as the Chapter 11 trustee in this case. So I'm giving everyone one last opportunity to tell me why I should not do that.
Your Honor, William Baltiger again. We have nothing further to add other than what I already said.
Okay, thank you.
And that it's just we don't have the disclosure to make a final decision on that.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard? All right, then, Mr. Dupin, I know you will continue to review the issues that you've already discussed on the record and that you've already set forth in your affidavit. Whenever you have an opportunity in the next, soon to make further disclosures, please do. But as of now, as of 10:19 a.m. on July 8th, the court is ordering that the application of the U.S. trustee is granted and that you're appointed as you will be serving as the Chapter 11 trustee in this case, and I appreciate your willingness to do so. As I noted for the record, and Attorney Kinseth, you should correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know what you've looked at, if anything, Mr. Dupin, yet, but one of the issues in this case that's now almost 5 months old, but not quite, was the debtor's pledge of this yacht, the Lady May, to a plan, which of course is not on track at the moment, but there was also an agreement that the Lady May would be brought back into the navigable waters of Connecticut, and my understanding is that occurred on July 6th. I suppose I could go outside and go look, quite frankly. It's not that far away. On July 6th, and that was an issue of contention among the parties, both before this Chapter 11 case was filed and after the Chapter 11 case was filed. So there seems to me, in addition to the yacht, the Lady May, other issues that there are plenty of things that you could become involved in fairly quickly, if not immediately, in this matter.
Yes, Your Honor. We are aware of the situation. In fact, we have already contacted counsel that were parties to the stipulation docket number 299 that Your Honor entered a while ago, and have asked them to consent to the trustee having the same rights as PACS and the official committee under that stipulation. We've received some response to that request, but not from everyone. So we expect to, obviously, to us, it's a no-brainer that needs to happen. But we expect to be back in front of the court to modify that stipulation to ensure that the trustee has exactly the same rights as PACS or the official committee. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, on the record, it's Peter Freeman on behalf of
Yes.
PACS. We consent to that. So we consent to that request.
Okay, thank you. And I would note that there are, Mr. Dupin, other provisions of that stipulation that I believe anyway, but I don't have it in front of me, and you're all the lawyers, so you will figure it out, but there still needs to be compliance with other provisions in that stipulation once the boat was returned to the navigable waters. So there are other issues that still need to be addressed in that stipulation now that the yacht is back in the navigable waters of Connecticut. So in any event, to let you all know, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, I have to attend required meetings, but if there was a need for a hearing, I could have one at some point during any of those 3 days at some time, but I will be remote, as will you. But once we get over this hurdle of the next few days, then, our hearings are going to be in person for the most part. This is a case where we need to make sure that we're all on the same page, and while I truly agree that remote hearings serve a very valuable purpose and can be very helpful, given what has occurred in this case, we're going to be coming together in person, okay? So, there may be situations if we're having a 5-minute discussion that we could turn to remote, but I would like everyone to understand that we are going to be here in person, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything further we should address today? Attorney Claiborne, your order approving appointment of Chapter 11 trustee that was attached to the application, I would like to change it to an order granting the appointment, and that's what I'm going to do. Otherwise, the proposed order is fine with me. Are there any other changes that anyone else wanted to make to the order, Attorney Claiborne, that you're aware of?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone else wish to be heard on the proposed order that Attorney Claiborne? Oh, the only thing, Attorney Claiborne, that the amount of the bond, that may have to change during the course of this case, I would assume.
It is a fluid issue, Your Honor,
Okay.
and that is just a starting point for the cash that we know that will be coming to Mr. DePent, hopefully in short order from the debtor. But we will have to be adjusted upward in the event that there is monies that come to the estate that Mr. DePent is responsible for.
Great. Your order does say that, but I wanted to be clear on that I would anticipate there'd have to be a change in the amount of the bond during the case. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, would you like an update on the Lady May?
Sure.
Thank you very much. So as Your Honor noted, the Lady May returned to Connecticut, specifically to Bridgeport, on July 6th. In the week or two prior, I had reached out to counsel for the Creditors Committee and counsel for PACS concerning the inspection that they are entitled to conduct. Just to remind Your Honor, the other elements of the stipulation are that the captain and the yacht management company are served with this court's order. They sign a declaration attesting to certain items that are set forth in the stipulation, and that this court provides for repair reserve to fund the remaining repairs to the Lady May. All the repairs were done except for to my knowledge, the replacement of the sea inlet valves. We're in the process of obtaining 2 estimates for the cost of that, which would guide us with respect to proposing a repair reserve. We are also in touch, as I said, with counsel for PACS and the Creditors Committee to coordinate their inspection. The hope is that their inspection will take place next week. We're hoping that we can have a joint proposed motion approving the repair reserve. Once the repair reserve is put in place, I can then file the certification that each of the elements of the stipulation that my client was obligated to perform has been performed. The various other parties would then have 15 days from the filing of that certification to object. I spoke to the then proposed trustee, the now trustee, Mr. Despins this morning and expressed tentatively my client's understanding and agreement that he would be having the same rights and obligations and really a party to the stipulation. Our hope is that we'll be drafting a proposed stipulated modification to the existing order, simply having Mr. Despins as a additional party to the existing stipulation. And so that's the status of the Lady May.
Thank you. The other provision that I believe you did not mention with regard to the stipulation was that the captain and I don't remember what the other name, if it was a harbor master, whomever, would also be agreed to be restrained from removing the boat from the navigable waters of Connecticut once it arrived.
That's one of the elements of the declaration, yes.
Okay.
The declaration has multiple elements, one of which is that they understand they're restrained from removing the yacht from the navigable waters of Connecticut.
I think that's an important provision to note for especially Mr. Dupin, who's just become involved, so that he's aware
Agreed.
of that. Okay? All right. Anything further that we need to address today in the Quoc matter? All right.
No, Your Honor.
Then the United States trustee's application for an order approving the appointment of the Chapter 11 trustee is granted, and the proposed order will enter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
And that is the last matter on the calendar this morning, so court is adjourned.
Court is adjourned.
Thank you.